Well, hello, glorious people of the interwebs, and welcome back to Red Dead Online. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Earlier today, Rockstar updated both the PS4 and the Xbox for potential animal fixes. They have begun the attempts to fix the animal spawns in Red Dead Online, and we're going to be testing today to see if this has had any kind of change in the game whatsoever. Now, do keep in mind that they specifically say that these will be fixes for some sessions, not all of them. It's not like an all-around fix, and that more fixes will be happening in the future. So they have at least started the attempts to get this working. I really don't think it's ever going to be fully fixed just because of the way peer-to-peer sessions work. But maybe if they are actually changing how animals spawn in the game, then it might actually work. So we got some birds up there, but there are still no gators. Now, going to the swamps and seeing how the animal spawns in the swamps are pretty much the best way to tell if this is working or not. Because in the swamps, there should be tons of gators. I have tons of videos doing solo lobbies or in the PC version before the animals broke on the PC. How animals should be spawning in the swamp, and there's tons and tons of gators. So we're in a session right now with about 22 people. Now, this update was about 3 gigabytes, and I was hoping that we might see some kind of signs. Now, I'm using, just to kind of give you guys an idea of the internet that I'm using AT&T fiber internet, so I get 1 gigabyte connection up and down. I do not have anything port forwarded right now because I just switched routers. And I do have to say, ladies and gentlemen, port forwarding and doing all that stuff to get an open NAT type in Red Dead Redemption 2 Online is really, really going to help you out. But I'm trying to do this or test this in a way which most people would have set up for their PlayStation or Xbox. But we're going to go over to where there should be a ton of gators. And if it's not working, then it's going to be pretty obvious. We'll switch to a couple different sessions. We'll talk about this. I'll mention briefly why I don't think it's ever really going to be fixed. But hopefully they can get some general fixes. What I really wish Rockstar would do would make animal spawns only dependent on the local machine. Since we are using peer-to-peer networks, long story short, basically there is no dedicated server. What's going on is that each PS4 or each Xbox is communicating with each other player, and they're sending packets back and forth. So if one player has a really bad internet connection, it's going to create a bottleneck. Or if you have a really bad internet connection, you're not going to get packets from the people, so it's not going to update the game correctly, and the dedicated server kind of starts falling apart from there, and everything just starts breaking. That is a very, very layman's terms way to kind of put how the peer-to-peer network is going. We see birds, but birds seem to be one of the only things that do spawn nowadays, which is why I like hunting in the bayou. But here there should be like 5 or 6 gators, a couple baby gators. We got nothing. There's no birds on the ground. We're gonna see ones flying around, but most of the land animals aren't spawning. But what I wish they would do is change it so that land animals are a local resource, so it doesn't require any packets from any other players for them to spawn. And then the only time that there's communication between other players is if they approach each other at a certain distance, and then they start trading packets to let each other know what animals are around each player. So that way you keep the immersion of not having players killing invisible animals. Although I would definitely take players killing invisible animals over not having any animals in the game at all. I will take that immersion hit because quite frankly, I don't think they're going to fix it with the peer-to-peer network in any other way, because even if they do implement fixes, those with bad internet connections or those getting stuck into sessions with people halfway across the world, which I seem to get stuck in a lot for some reason. I've noticed that when I play online, especially on the PC, I'm playing with many people from the Philippines. And I found this out when I was playing during the Christmas update doing giveaways of animal carcasses and stuff, because everybody I talked to was in the Philippines. So a peer-to-peer network with somebody with that much, like, it's just not gonna frickin' work. So they either need to set up so that everyone's within the same area, which kind of sucks, or dedicated servers, or I would really like to see them make animals a local resource. And yeah, we might have those immersion breaks, but I think being able to code it so that animals update dynamically around you if you're close to another player, so that way you might have pockets of dead animals, but then when you get away from people, animals start spawning again because it's only reliance on your local information. You're not having to acquire packets for players that are halfway across the map and have nothing to do with your current gameplay. Hopefully that's something like what they're going to be updating, but it doesn't look like we've got any kind of fix today. I'm going to hop into another section. We're going to double check because it is going to be reliant on the session that you get into. Some sessions are going to have animals, some sessions aren't. It's really going to be dependent on the type of connections that are within the session. There's a lot of factors that go into it. You got to get lucky. You know what's interesting is no matter how bad a session is, there's always these chickens here in Lagros, so there is certainly ways that they can mandatorily program animals to spawn in the game. So maybe they just need to do what they've done to the chickens and make it for all the other animals in the game and just make mandatory spawns that are on timers that just always spawn and respawn if they've been killed. I don't know. There's probably a couple different ways to make... If they can make chickens 100% always spawn, there's a way to make other animals always 100% spawn, but I don't know. Who knows? It's not like hunting makes more money than anything, so anything they can do just to fix it is gonna benefit. They're not gonna lose any money from it. But yeah, we've swapped into another session. I've been disconnected twice since starting to try and play, and there's just no animals anywhere. I was hoping to bring some better news to all of you today, especially for such a large download. My heart goes out to all of you with really bad internet that are going to have to update the game for literally no reason. But hopefully, maybe you have better luck than I do. But definitely, those of you that have been playing today, trying to figure out if this has been fixed or not, let me know your experiences. I do know that there are those players out there that have never had issues, which I find very interesting. But also don't know if it's ever really true. But it would certainly be interesting to know, like, for those players that have never had issues and animals are always spawning, like what type of network they're using, whether they're port forwarded and stuff like that, what kind of internet provider they're using, Wi-Fi or LAN and stuff like that, because I do know Wi-Fi can cause issues in this game as well. There's a lot of potential issues, but it doesn't look like anything's been fixed, and this is going to be a long process, especially if they're just trying to make things work with the peer-to-peer network. It's been broken since beta off and on. I know a lot of people think that it only just broke with the Moonshiners update, but that's not true. We just had a massive influx of players during the Moonshiners update, so it just became more and more evident because of everybody getting it for Christmas, everybody getting it on the PC, and just massively jumping the player base on the PC during the Steam release. But it's been broken since beta. We just have more people playing the game now than ever, and it's just more evident than it ever was before. But we'll see what the future holds. I'm hoping, because I love this game and I want to see it succeed. So, Rockstar, I hope you guys managed to do it. Good luck to each and every one of you. I know y'all have been dealing with a bunch of BS for a very long time. I wish you all the best. Now let's just hope we can get the game fixed. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.